Upon hearing Lin Luo's order, Dark Emperor and Savior immediately halted their clash and offer apologies to Lin Luo respectively. Looking back at his new substitute, who looked like a combination of a gentleman and a devil, his dress and temperament are both gentlemanly and elegant. The ferocious mask on his face and the 2-meter-long jet-black wings spread out behind his back give him an evil aura that insinuate he just returned from hell. Savior stared back at Lin Luo, bowed slightly and said respectfully, "Master, I am your patron saint, waiting for your orders." Lin Luo nodded with a satisfactory smile at his attitude, thinking, it's fortunate that Savior is not as rebellious as the dreadful Demon King. Although, in comparison, its fetal movement thing is really unreliable. Technically speaking, it can be regarded as my first normal SS level substitute. He then excitedly summoned the attribute panel of Savior, an SS level talent with strength of 160, agility 150 with intelligence of 140, defense 130 with HP of 10,000, energy of 350 with energy recovery rate of 1 point per half hour, growth of 200 with 50 meters action distance. It has an overload existence with helps in energy consumption since an SS level substitutes are too powerful and they require continuous energy consumption just to appear in reality. Every hour of existence in reality will consume 1 point of energy. Savior's current form is at 23% and all ability status is 23% of the complete body, and the energy consumption is also 23%. He has a skill called Blooming Flowers on the other side, which instantly restores all health points of the host and removes all negative conditions on the host. Its energy consumption 120 with a cooling of 1 day. Savior also has a skill, New World instantly, which condenses the power of space to forge Small World, to resist all attacks, or detonate Small World to attack, causing 1 to 1,500 points of true damage in a spread range, with energy consumption between 1 to 50 with no cooldown time. And finally, an Eternal Paradise, which all friendly units within a radius of 100 meters will have all their status increased by 30%. Suppress enemy units within a radius of 100 meters that are hostile to the host, reducing all their status by 20%. The minimum consumption is 1 point of energy per second. The stronger and larger the number of amplified friendly or suppressed enemy units, the more energy consumed per second. No cooldown time needed either. After carefully checking the attribute panel, Lin Luo couldn't help but laugh brightly, applaud and praise this SS talent. Not bad. It deserves to be an SS level. Just looking at the attributes, it has surpassed most S-level substitutes, more powerful than Frost Destroyer. But I have one question in my mind. What does Savior 23% form mean? Savior's majestic voice immediately sounded, "Master, that's because of the danger you just suffered. I judge that I only need to use 23% of my strength to relieve you." Pointing her finger at Dark Emperor, Little Loli then curiously asked, "You mean you can block this iron lump, Dark Emperor, with only 23% of your strength?" "Yes, using 1% more power is even a waste of energy," Savior casually answered with his arms crossed. Finally having enough, Dark Emperor clenched his fist suddenly and said angrily, "New guy, you actually underestimate me. Are you here to show off? You can't even break through my defense. What qualifications do you have to fight with me?" Savior replied, brushing him off. Holding his forehead, Lin Luo was having a headache. He then directly flicked his finger on the forehead of the troublesome little Loli. "Stop. That's enough. Don't cause me any trouble." Little Loli, being a drama queen, rushed to a visibly dumbfounded Lady Kaguya and pretended to cry exaggeratedly. Hugging Lady Kaguya, Loli sobbed loudly saying, "Sister, help me. Master hit me." Lin Luo watched the chaotic scene before him, feeling that he had more substitutes in his team now, which had made things messy. Gone were the days where there were only 3 substitutes. The quiet Dark Emperor with 1 point of intelligence, the sensible and capable Master of Wishes, and the well-behaved and quiet Lady Kaguya. Each substitute has high intelligence and distinct personalities, and no one is convinced by the other, which is making it difficult to lead them. What if I temporarily lose consciousness like last time? Will they be able to accomplish anything without causing chaos? With clarity, Lin Luo told his substitutes that if he was to lose consciousness temporarily in the future, they will all listen to the arrangements of Master of Wishes. As soon as these words came out, Lady Kaguya, Dark Emperor, and little Loli naturally had no objections and responded respectfully in unison, "Okay, master." However, Savior's eyes flickered under the demon mask. After a moment of silence, he said calmly, "Master, I obey your orders." Lin Luo nodded. Although his substitute was arrogant, he still obeyed his orders. Just as he finished thinking this, Savior spoke again, "Master, since your crisis has been resolved, I will go back now." And with that, he disappeared without waiting for Lin Luo to answer. Lin Luo couldn't help but smile bitterly and shook his head when he saw this scene. After Master of Wishes saw Savior express his stance, he smiled and bowed to Lin Luo and said, "Dear Master, thank you for your trust. I will do my best for you." Meanwhile, at the entrance of a secret realm shrouded in white mist, Yu Taijie and his team were having heated argument. Lu Yu, with a cold face, loudly said to the three of them, "We've only been working together for a few days and you're asking for reassignment? We agreed at the beginning that Lao Yu would get 40% of the profit, I would get 30%, and each of you would get 10%. You feel like your wings are getting tough now, don't you? Do you think the three of you can compete with us if we work together? You actually started asking for redistribution after only 2 days of cooperation?" Wei Tailang stood in front of Lu Yu with his back facing him, and calmly replied, "Yu Taijie had the information at the beginning, and you were strong and capable, so we naturally agreed to this income distribution." Turning around to face Lu Yu cursed loudly, "You white-eyed wolves. You have grown up with us and obtained resources, and now you want to rebel, right? Be careful what you say. Who do you think is a traitor? We are not your subordinates." Wei Tailang replied, matching Lu Yu's energy. Yu Taijie was standing on the edge, and when he heard what Lu Yu said, he couldn't help but curse at his absurdity. "Enough." Yu Taijie stood in front of the two and shouted loudly. Behind him, the little Lolita in blue dress appeared instantly holding her wands in both hands, and a mysterious force was directly displayed, showing suppressing aura. Wei Tailang nervously said, "Brother Yu, I have no objection to you. It's just that Lu Yu's words are usually unpleasant." Ignoring Wei Tailang's words, Yu Taijie calmly continued that from this point onwards, except for gathering time, everyone will act independently. Every time anyone conquers a secret realm, they should discuss the allocation method individually. Having their unwavering attention, Yu Taijie proceeds directly to say that they should discuss the distribution method separately. There are a total of 13 D-level energy-generating secret realms in Hangzhou. In addition to the Dark Emperor's secret forest, there are still 12 remaining. I want 2, and Hui Tai has 2, and each of you will have 1. The remaining 4 will be competed fairly, but I said it first. Even if you clear the same secret realm, you are not allowed to fight to the death. Then Liu asked, "What if I need a perfect guide to a secret realm?" "Well, if you conquer the secret realm on your own, it has nothing to do with me. But if you want to get the perfect guide from me, you must give me 10% of the loot." "Okay, I agree," Louis Yu said, thinking that if he irritates his 3 rebels again, causing endless trouble, and Lao Yu turns around and leans towards them, he will suffer a big loss. The rest of the team also agreed to the new arrangements. "Well then, I'm leaving. Call me at the next meeting time," Liu said as he walked away. "Then Brother Yu, please take care and let's take care of each other from now on." And with that, the rest quickly followed suit, saying goodbye to each other and soon walked into the thick white fog. With Yu Taijie left standing at the entrance of the secret realm, with a trace of helplessness in his eyes. He whispers to himself saying, "I guess I'm arrogant after all." He then asked his substitute, the King of Time, which of these 4 people is not a dragon or a phoenix among men? How can they be willing to live under others for a long time? It's a pity. If I had been more prudent and improved my own strength first, then I might have had a better outcome. "Master, you have done a great job." Yu Taijie smiled and rubbed her little head and said, "Don't worry. It wasn't a total loss. At least I have gained something, though it's just lower than expected. Let's just go back and find our old teammates. They're still reliable. Although their talents are not as good as these people, I know them well." The scene shifts, and we see Lin Luo casually walking the streets with his substitutes behind him. With both hands in his pockets, he proceeds to tell them that although the wormhole guardians were taken care of, the white fog also receded a lot at that time. But now it seems that there are still some fish that have slipped through the net and are causing trouble. The government will dispatch the army soon, and I believe this disaster will be over. He then held his chin in one hand and said, I remember that there seems to be a secret realm near here that can also generate energy. It seems to be called the Weeping Grave, and the trophy in it, Ashes of the Dead, can also restore energy. The recommended level for entering this secret realm seems to be similar to Secret Forest, almost. When they arrived at their desired destination, Lin Luo stared up at the information about this secret realm as it appears on a light blue system window. Secret Realm, Weeping Grave. Recommended entry level should be 30 to 35, and it is unlimited to the number of people allowed to enter. There is a place deep in the Forgotten Canyon where the heroes' souls are buried. The 6th Legion of the temple is stationed here, responsible for guarding the rest of the mourners. However, when the team responsible for transporting supplies came here again, they found that the 6th Legion's camp was empty. Only from the depths of the many tombs, a woman's plaintive cry could be heard. Reading this, Lin Luo thought that in previous lives, most of these rare secret realms rich in energy were monopolized, so we have never visited them. Sadly, this one was included. So regarding the perfect strategy for this secret realm, he is not particularly clear on some details, but it doesn't matter. With resolved determination, he continues that even if he lacks details and strategies, and encounter an unexpected situation, he can still break through the situation with his strength. And with that, he entered the secret realm together with his substitutes. As they walked through the narrow path through the canyon, little Loli suddenly jumped and hugged a surprised Lin Luo, claiming it was so cold for her. Lin Luo asked the rest if they also feel cold as little Loli, to which each replied to be unbothered by it. Lin Luo took out some clothes which were intended for Lady Kaguya from his spatial crystal. With cold resistance clothes, little Loli and Lady Kaguya smiled delightfully, expressing their gratitude towards their master. Master, there is no one here, and there are no signs of fighting. It seems like it has evaporated out of thin air, Master of Wishes says as they entered deep into the canyon. Then suddenly, not long after, the team was alerted as there were sounds of multiple footsteps heading towards them. Master, the enemy is coming. Okay, the plot begins, Lin Luo replied, clenching his fist excitedly. As the enemies approach them in full force, Lin Luo orders Dark Emperor to stop them in their tracks while he strengthens their lineup first. Yes, Master. The enthusiast Dark Emperor replied, readying his stance, and immediately rushed towards them. Lin Luo then drew his golden 10-pole Wheel of Destiny lottery ticket and wished for his desired treasure to come true in one try. Upon hearing this, Master of Wishes immediately flips through its book, and as usual the Book of Wishes release a burst of dazzling light. Master, your wish has been granted. Smiling slightly, Lin Luo crushed his golden ticket. Again, as the golden ticket dissolves into fragments of light, a giant ancient blue wheel appears before him. 10 needles in the center of the wheel started spinning wildly. Meanwhile, Dark Emperor uses his iron fist, which seems to be no match for the enemies, as he releases all the pent-up frustration caused by Savior. On the other hand, Lin Luo doesn't bother to predict the outcome and yells, "Stop and open for me." The needles slowed down and finally came to a halt. Congratulations, you've won an SSS-level Ascension Crystal. Without hesitation, Lin Luo excitedly puts his arm around Master of Wishes' shoulders and said excitedly, "Thank you for your hard work." The overall result of this lottery is great and the quality is even better. Holding the crystals in his hand, he thought it's fortunate that the results of the 10 consecutive draws were good this time. Otherwise, he would have been scolded again. The top-level Spiritual Ascension Crystal can directly upgrade A-level crystals to S-level and condense a substitute. It is a rumored miracle crystal. It is worth at least 1 billion Chinese coins on the market. However, it can only provide 70 talent experience points and cannot upgrade his plunder talent to SS level. But then it occurred to him that it would be better to leave it to his brother so that his talent can be upgraded to S level, and his substitute can be activated, which will make it easier to rescue him later. And with that, Lin Luo stores the Ascension Crystal and crushes the rest, offering it to Dark Emperor to improve his defense, agility, and action range. With immediate effect, Dark Emperor felt a surge of new power flowing through him. His attribute also significantly changed with an S-level talent of experience value of 14%, strength 214, 10 for normal people, agility 230 with intelligence of 11, defense 74 with HP 50-80, and energy 15 of 50% with a recovery rate every half hour with 1 point. Growth 100 with 31 meters of action distance. His skill seized by force now shows that every time he attacks an enemy and causes damage, he will randomly take away 3/10 of the opponent's attributes or abilities. The energy consumption has gone up to 7 and no cooldown time. With his new increase in stats, Dark Emperor loses himself in the one-sided battle, releasing an endless barrage of punches. Staring at the path ahead, Lin Luo thoughtfully tried to recall the perfect strategy that can maximize his profits. The main task of the players in this secret realm is to assist the Second Temple Legion, who came to investigate and defeat the necromancers of the witch cult who did bad things in the Tomb of Heroes. According to the normal process, as long as the plot is triggered, retreat outside, join up with the Second Temple Legion who are coming from behind, and then attack the Tomb of the Heroes together and defeat the witch cult. Receive the reward from the Second Temple Legion. In this case, the difficulty will not be particularly high. It is just suitable for players of level 35 to 40. Of course, the final reward will not be high either. However, there is a strategy that is more dangerous and audacious but also more profitable, which was punching the Second Temple Legion and kicking the witch cult. Just take advantage of them and kill them all. The specific method is to go out and stop the Second Temple Legion first, allowing the witch cult enough time to refine the heroes in Tomb of Heroes, and then come back to kill the witch cult alone. In this way, the mourner's ashes finally obtained do not need to be distributed to the Temple's Second Legion. After figuring out his best strategy, Lin Luo smirks mischievously and orders Lady Kaguya to help Dark Emperor. Yes, master. And with that, Lady Kaguya unleashed her sword, slicing through multiple enemies like hot knife through butter. As their backs face each other, Lin Luo told Dark Emperor to be decisive and efficient in his fights, ending them quickly so as to conserve energy. Meanwhile, Lin Luo and his substitute seems to be observed by a man in a dark purple robe through his water mirror ball. The person in question said with a disgruntled voice, "Huh? These young people are pretty awesome. They actually ran away before Abomination arrived." A charming female voice that was incompatible with her gloomy environment replied, "No, actually only one of them is human. The others are all heroic spirits summoned by him. This kid is not simple. He is actually a destined one, and he can summon multiple heroic spirits. It's incredible!" This voluptuous woman was wearing a white wedding dress, tinted with decoratively dark purple color and an uncovered veil hanging behind her.